What's crackin', movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and today we got the singles finals for the tournament. We got the classy one, Clarke Wolfe, taking on big time Erwin. These are two juggernauts in the Schmoedown. It could go either way, but I gotta ride with the classiest of all class, Clarke Wolfe. I want to see her take on Roca at the Spectacular, partially because I'd like to see her with two belts at one time, but also, she's never faced off against Roca, so I think that would be a great match to see. But let's get this thing started.
Hey,
Jen!
Hi, Brian, what's up? So, I wanted to talk to you about something. We have this whole thing. Dad is going to be in the Commissioner Bowl. He has that going on for him, and that's really great for us, for the union. But I want to make sure that he doesn't pull anything before Spectacular to kind of pull the rug out from underneath us. I just feel like maybe if today, I know today's the finals, but maybe if you didn't show up today for the finals, and then he could do the interviews, then maybe that would show to him that we mean business.
I mean, I totally want to stick with you guys and all. I'm a little nervous about not showing up for my job. Am I going to get fired?
No. We will make sure that you do not get fired. Trust me on this.
Alright, alright. I guess I'll go to the gym or something. I don't know. Thanks for the day off, Brian.
Yeah, hey.
What is wrong with you? This is why I don't even drink coffee.
Erwin, Dan Merle, Stacy Howard, and Draco McWeeny, then the boss Bateman, Clarke Wolfe. The singles tournament begins. The winner of that entire tournament faces John and the Outlaw Roca at the Spectacular. What a battle we're in for. Before Mara Kanopik came around, was a shoo-in for Rookie of the Year. Now, Ethan won 3 straight matches. He won 3 straight, looked like he was going to get that title shot, but then he ran into the Android. The Android took him out of commission, and now Ethan is back in his first singles match since that loss to the Android. And how is he going to handle that loss? And your this is just, yet again, his quest to become the first rookie to win a championship. But in order to do that, he's got to play someone who is very used to being in championship matches, is very used to that, a 2-time champion in Dangerous Dan Merle. To go through Merle, if I have to go through Roca, it's fine. I want that belt. I'm coming for it. Congratulations. All the congrats. And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Ethan. Clarke is terrified. The depth and breadth of her knowledge is it's still defying. I really don't want to have to face her. You fast forward to Emma Fyfe winning the Managers Bowl at the Spectacular. She gets a shot at a #1 contender match. Anyone she wants. She recruits the Shire Wolves. She gives it to Clarke Wolfe. Clarke Wolfe takes on Kalinowski. They have a great match, and Clarke Wolfe wins it, and she earns her shot at the champion. Sam, the Prudes. Clarke.
You got it.
And your winner! The Rookie of the Year 2016, Rachel Cushing, Rookie of the Year 2017. They go on a run that could lead to the belt that they so desperately crave here today. And your winners, and new movie trivia Schmoedown team champions of the world, by way of knockout, the Shire Wolves. Is the reigning champion, the team champion. She has had a great year thus far.
Straw dog.
here's Clarke, Wolfe, Mark Andreyko, the Fight Club going head-to-head. One of these two will get the Fight Club into the finals of the tournament.
Ready to rumble.
And your winner, advancing to the finals, Clarke. Schmoedown Finals. I'm Christian Harlow.
I am Mark Baby Carrotzels. What's his thing? And look, none of this matters. None of this matters until we get to the match. You know why, Christian? Why? Because this is the finals.
This is the finals.
This is the finals of the tournament, and then the winner of this has another mountain to climb.
It has been a crazy tournament because of you starting from the gauntlet and Ben Bateman getting in there, but the heavy hitters that were in this 8-person tournament, all stars all the way through, and there were surprises, there were great matches, and our finals are Ethan Erwin, the rookie sensation, against co-holder of the team championship, Clarke Wolfe. It has been a great season for both of these guys. Ethan is a total of, I believe, now 5-1 for the entire season. He's looking for his second consecutive 3-win streak if he does it here today. Clarke Wolfe, on the other hand, is a total of 7-1 if you combine teams and singles of what she's done this year.
That's competitor of the year kind of stuff right there.
Absolutely it is. They have both ensured that they will be in the Schmoedown Spectacular. One of them, whoever does not win today, will be in the #1 contender match. But whoever does win today, whoever pulls off the victory in this 5-round battle will face the champion, the outlaw John Roca, in the main event at the Spectacular.
Yeah, John Roca, he only stands 5'1", but boy is he a tall hill to climb.
Right.
Before we get to that, we have a hell of a 5-round match for y'all today. Ethan brings in a wealth of knowledge from his producerial background, and classy Clarke Wolfe, we have seen her compete in so many big matches over the decades that we have done the Schmoedown. Currently up there on the desk, Ethan just has a glass of water. Clarke has a glass of water and a mug. We don't know what's in there. Will that be the difference in the match?
It might be. It is experience here for Clarke Wolfe. She's been in quite a few 5-rounders. This is Ethan's first.
He's a babe in the woods.
He is a babe in the woods. He's got an intimidating factor to him, but so does Clarke. This is the first time. I mean, I've known Ethan for a long time. This is the first time Ethan, I believe, is a little nervous going into one of these
Is he really?
matchups.
A little bit of armpit stains under his Brooks Brothers shirt.
Well, Clarke's been in this thing for a long time. She won Rookie of the Year in 2016. She's been playing for almost 3 years now. She's one of the best of the game that we've ever seen. And so it's going to be interesting. They both had a lot of great words to say about one another. Here we go.
Clarke Wolfe is 7-1 this season. There is just no arguing with that record. This has been just a banner year for her in general. Clarke, as she has stated many times, has had a little bit of a history with these Schmoedown singles tournaments, and this time she has really risen to the occasion. 3rd time's the charm, so why not go all the way?
This is unbelievable, the moment we've reached. You've shown why you belong at the pinnacle of this game. Everybody in this tournament is playing their hearts out. These competitors are so fierce and they're great. Everyone, they belong in this. But you've proven why you're rising above in a great tournament, and you are at the top in the finals.
This tournament has been a whirlwind for me, for many reasons. More specifically, that I did not expect to win any of the games, matches, sets that I have played in.
I would say that Clarke, not only is she the kind of co-team champion, but she was a Rookie of the Year, as I understand it. I'm terrified. I am. I mean, she's incredible. I've watched some of her matches, obviously, in the last year that I've been doing this, and she knows everything.
Ethan is a great player. I watched one of his matches recently, and he really knows his stuff. But as we've seen over the last, calendar year, Dan Murrell's beatable, Drew McQueenie is beatable, Ethan's beatable, Mark Andreyko's beatable, I'm beatable, Sam is beatable. We're all
unbeatable.
Look at the progression of great talent. Chance Ellison, a young upstart who has a bright, prominent future in the Schmoedown, and he took you to the limits, and we respect him. I respect him. Dan Murrow, the arguable GOAT of the league, and you TKO'd him. I respect that so much. And now Clarke Wolfe, the half of the team champions. I respect what you and the Five Club all have done. You all are wonderful people.
Ethan, it's great to see you. Good morning. This is going to be fun. I'm really excited to play you. And no matter what, I think the fans are going to have a great title match ahead of them. So good luck.
Clarke, I respect you. I think you are an incredible competitor. You know everything. Today, I think I'm going to know just one or two things more. But good luck to you.
Blessings, Clarke. Blessings.
I was going to tell you, Mark, I'm not buying this Jay Washington thing.
He was smiling.
He was
Seemed
smiling.
very nice.
He was nice. He was giving compliments to Emma. I mean, what is happening here? Emma and Clarke, and I think it's because Ethan Erwin basically told him after that first match that, look, man, that's not the way I roll. I want to play classy. I want to play these ways. And then Jay Washington doing something that I've never seen. He's really super nice. He's giving compliments. I just don't buy it, but I like it, I guess.
He's like the guy at the office who had a bad quarter last year, so he's just bringing in bagels to every meeting.
Right.
He's smiling, he's high-fiving the kids. We get your game, Washington. You just don't want to be fired.
He's spitting in the bagels so we don't see it. And Clarke obviously is excited. She doesn't know what she wants to do. Does she want to play the number one contender? Does she want to play for the title? She got to compete twice regardless in the spectacular. So the stage is set, my friend. Wolfe and Erwin, the tale of the tape is such. Ethan Erwin, 80s movies. You got science fiction movies. And again, anything about the Matrix, he will answer.
Looks great in a collared shirt.
Yes, and then classy Clarke Wolfe. The horror movies, Sandra Bullock movies, and becoming great friends with the Wheels.
That's right.
It's a strength.
Yeah, they become pals. She also has a time-traveling dog, Christian. I feel rested. I feel ready. I have my green juice from creation. Good to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown! Introducing first. Led to the ring by his manager, the Urban Gladiator, Jay Washington, with a record of 5 wins, 1 defeat, and 2 knockouts. From the Hollywood Brass, Ethan Big Time Erwin! There's Jay.
Jay Washington.
Big Time.
Playing nice.
Look at the song. If he's going to act like this for
right, Jay Washington, fantastic comedian, great smile. Ethan Erwin, did he produce a Ninja Turtles movie?
No, he did not. He's going to do the remake.
Okay.
All right.
Breaking news here on the Schmoedown.
And his opponent, representing the Fight Club, with a record of 8 wins, 5 defeats. She is the 2016 Rookie of the Year and the reigning Movie Trivia Schmoedown Team Champion, Classic Clarke Wolfe!
Just fine.
Clarke Wolfe has set the belt down. She is ready to go. Your manager, Emma Fife. What a year for the Fife Club and Emma Fife and Mark and Draco make it to the semifinals.
Yeah.
The Shire Wolves winning the championship.
Watching Jay Washington trying to make nice to the competitor. They don't really, I guess they're just smiling and being nice to Jay. And now Jay and Emma each with some final words of wisdom for their competitors. And now, Christian, it's my favorite part of the show because the managers have to leave. And we get just the competitors here on the desk as I read them the rules of round number 1. And I will remind both the competitors and all the viewers at home and in the studio audience, as well as my partner Christian, this is a 5-round match. This is a 5-round match, so we're going to include round 3 is now the betting round, round 4 is now the speed/lightning round, round 5 is going to be the round that you're used to being round 3, but we're not there yet. Round number 1, as normal, you get 8 different questions from 8 different corners of the movie trivia Schmoedown galaxy. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round 1. After we ask the question, write down your best attempt at an answer on the whiteboard. You have about 15 seconds to do so. When we address you by name, please show what you wrote down to your camera at the same time you verbalize your attempt into the microphone. Each competitor has 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the 5 rounds. If you're not sure you heard a question correctly, you need to buy yourself some time. Use the JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any point during the 5 rounds.
All right, so with that said, Classic Clarke Wolfe, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Ethan, Big Time Erwin.
Always be closing.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! Here we go. Question 1 in the realm of action-adventure. In the Indiana Jones films, what is the name of Indy's scholarly friend who once got lost in his own museum? First name is fine.
Are you sure Ethan never produced a Ninja Turtle? Why does he come out?
Scholarly friend. Scholarly friend. Scholarly friend. What the heck is the answer? Is that sour? Is that sour?
That song. I have to have a conversation with him.
It's a 90s fan.
I mean, it's a great song.
5,
Great sound.
4, 3,
MC Hammer?
2, 1. Clarke Wolfe.
Don't have it.
Ethan.
Marcus.
That is correct.
Museum, huh?
All right, question 2.
All right, Ethan with the early lead, but now we move on to a favorite of Classy Clarke Wolfe, and that would be the category of horror/thriller. And the question is, what 2003 horror film was directed by Danny Boyle?
It's intense already, and there's only 2
Can I
questions.
ask your favorite song off the first Ninja Turtles movie? Sam?
No. 5, 4,
28 days
3,
later.
2, 1. Ethan.
28 days later.
That is correct. Clarke.
28 days later.
Yes, ma'am. 2,
Some
1.
people might have put weeks, but these are 2 stallions.
Next question is dramas. Which 1989 film was directed by Steven Soderbergh and stars James Spader and Andy McDowell? This is a battle of the minds, my friend.
You know, I like that Magic Mike movie.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Sequel's fun, too.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Clarke Wolfe.
Sex, lies, and videotape?
Yep. And Ethan?
Sex, lies, and video.
Correct. 3-2. 3-2.
Okay.
All right. Next question here.
All right. Next category comes from a period that we're rapidly approaching. That would be holiday films.
Right around the
holiday movies. What Oscar-nominated actor plays the eccentric drug dealer Mr. Green in 2015's holiday comedy The Night Before?
5,
Favorite
Michael
holiday movie?
Shannon.
4. What do you celebrate?
3. I'm counting down. 2,
Just watched this
1.
movie the
Pens
other
down,
day.
please. And Ethan Erwin.
I don't believe this is correct. I said Seth Rogen.
That's incorrect.
Michael Shannon.
That's correct. Clarke ties it up. 3-3 on the miss on Erwin.
No
We tied
perfect
up.
rounds. We have a bonus question. We get to save it, put it back in our pocket.
All right, the next question is from Fantasy Sci-Fi. Who directed Rogue One, a Star Wars story?
How many Star Wars books have you read?
A lot.
How many? That's it?
Yeah. 5, 4,
I've probably read 10.
3.
Gareth Edwards.
I'm proud of you. 2,
Teresa Bakura?
1. Pens down. Clarke Wolfe.
Gareth Edwards.
Yes. And Ethan.
I said Gareth Edwards.
That's-
I originally had Evans.
Yes,
You had
it is
Edwards.
not.
But you had Edwards.
But no, I have Edwards.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
don't give yourself a thing you could get
Okay.
done.
No, that's what I
All right,
paused. That's why I
4-4.
paused.
So I rewrote my answer hastily
All right.
at the end.
All right, Gareth Edwards was the answer. Saw him eating a hamburger one time. Did not bother him because I have class. Your next category comes from the world of comedies. Who stars as timid accountant Leo Bloom, who is prone to hysterics in Mel Brooks' original 1967 comedy, The Producers?
Right.
I also saw Mel Brooks at a screening.
I was with you. 5,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
4,
right there.
3,
I was frozen.
2, 1. Pens down. Ethan.
Gene Wilder?
Yep.
Gene
Tie
Wilder.
game. 5-5.
Okay.
Back and forth we go.
I didn't know they're Mel Brooks.
All right. Next question's from movie release dates. Movie release dates. John Woo's science fiction action film, Face Off, was released in what year?
You know what happens in that movie?
Dancing?
They take their face, right?
Off. 5, 4,
1997.
3, 2, 1. Clarke Wolfe?
1997.
That is correct, Ethan. 97. Wow, tie game.
All right. I believe Ethan Erwin produced that movie. Your next question.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Comes from the world of animated movies. These are movies drawn by hand or on a computer, and it's the last category of round number 1. In Disney's The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, Mr. Toad is falsely accused and sentenced to jail for stealing what item? You ever take that wild ride at Disneyland?
Yeah, but other than that, I've never heard of this movie. 5, 4, 3,
Beer.
2, 1. Ethan.
I've also never heard of this movie. I said a pumpkin.
That's incorrect, Clarke.
A pie?
That's also incorrect.
It's a car. He gets drunk and drives a car.
Oh, I've been on the ride. I didn't even know they were the same
Mr.
thing.
Toad's Wild
Neither
Ride
did
is
I.
literally just a DUI. It's true. Look it up.
Tie game, 6-6. What a match so far, 6-6, and we're only into round 2 here, Mark. Round 2, how's it go?
The wheel round, the wheel of fate, doom / justice, is the wheel heavier in weight than our PA Alex probably, and it's also a Patreon wheel. That's right. The wheel for today's match is sponsored by our loyal movie trivia Schmoedown patron, Nathan Ovendale. Thank you, Nathan, for sponsoring the entire wheel. We appreciate all your support. If you haven't checked out the movie trivia Schmoedown Patreon, check it out right now. Select which tier is right for you. The wheel slices for today's match that our Patreon approved are 90s movies and movie taglines, what we haven't seen in a while. Now, here's how round number 2 works. Very similar to a normal round 2, is that each competitor is going to hear 4 questions from a particular category of movie trivia. That category is determined by a spin of said wheel. Once you settle on it, each question is going to be worth 2 points. If you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1. I will remind both competitors stealing is available in round number 2. Now, we find ourselves in a tied situation, Clarke and Ethan, 6-6. Clarke, the favorite heading into today's match, and she's got that belt to prove why. Clarke, would you like to spin first, or would you like to defer to your producerial counterpart, Ethan?
I will go first.
You're going to go
Clarke
first,
Wolfe is going to go first.
And Clarke, remember to spin from the wheel, not the peg,
Please grab the wheel, and dear God, spare the pegs.
Whoa, that is a serious spin there by the Wolf.
Really put some oomph.
And, well, it's been working.
You not afford new pegs now.
It's been working for her because the wheel, remember, the wheel in 2016 and her were bitter enemies. They become very close friends here this year.
Well, I think everybody started treating the wheel with respect. They stopped grabbing it by the pegs.
Look at this.
You know?
Where's it going? Where's it going?
We could be looking at horror Christian if it gets there.
Oh, just missed it.
I'm going to spin again.
She's going to
She
spin
is going to
again.
spin again.
She's going to test fate here. Spin
Clarke Wolfe.
again.
Clarke Wolfe, very free with the laugh. Very easy to get a smile on her face, but she says no to comedy.
She doesn't want it.
She sees that horror category up there, and the horror category, it's like the siren's call of ancient Greek mythology, which I read quite frequently.
It's going away from it. It looks like it's going to hit.
Could be animated
films. Animated films for Clarke.
movies,
Yeah.
so
So animated films for Clarke.
see how it goes.
All right, we got 4 questions in the realm of animated for Clarke Wolfe. All right, Clarke, here you go. 4 questions. You'll find characters by the name of Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather in what Disney animated classic?
Sleeping Beauty.
Correct for 2 points.
All right, I bet you knew that as well.
I did. Christopher Lloyd voiced the role of the evil Rasputin in this 1997's animated film.
Anastasia.
2 points, that's correct.
Clarke Wolfe feeling it so far in animated.
All right. Who voices Ginormica in 2009's Monsters vs. Aliens?
Multiple choice.
Sure. A. Kristen Bell. B. Rachel McAdams. C. Scarlett Johansson. D. Reese
Kristen
Witherspoon.
Bell. A.
Kristen Bell.
It's incorrect, Ethan. It's either A. Kristen
Witherspoon.
That's correct for 1 point.
Okay.
All right, last question here for Clarke Wolfe.
Ethan Erwin knew that one.
Who directed 1995's Toy Story?
Oh, great question. Multiple choice.
A. Brad Bird. B. Andrew Stanton. C. John Lasseter. D. Pete Docter.
That.
B.
It's incorrect, Ethan. A. Brad Bird. B. Andrew Stanton.
it's
C.
Pete
John
Docter.
Lasseter. D. Pete Docter.
Pete.
John Lasseter.
for 1 point. So Ethan steals 2. Clarke gets the first 2. Ethan steals the second.
That's pretty big right there because Ethan now closing.
Yeah.
He says always be closing. He's closing into Clarke's Wolfe lead, and he hasn't even spun the wheel yet.
No, but Clarke was smart to go to multiple on the 2. She didn't because she only lost 2 points there. All right, here's the spin here from Ethan, spinning from the wheel. But Clarke unfortunately hit Ethan's weakness, I think, because Ethan's shown he hasn't been very strong and animated. And now Ethan.
See what Ethan can do. Ethan's trying to goose the crowd a little bit into giving him some confidence.
Where's it landing here? Slowing down on a place.
Here it could be 90s, could be directors.
90s. It's 90s.
It is 90s.
What's he gonna do on 90s?
Was Ethan alive in the decade? We're about to find out.
Well, we'll see.
He's staring at it as though he wants it to flip.
There's other ones on it. He's spinning again.
Okay.
Going away from 90s.
Ethan Erwin saying no to the 90s. He did not have a good decade.
They both tested fate.
Ethan feeling a little bit of buyer's remorse, perhaps?
Maybe. We'll see what we land on here, too. You can't have
buyer's
choice
is lurking out there. It's coming around a little too quickly. But this could be spinner's choice, Christian.
Good for him.
It's Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore it
Great,
is.
let's do it. I'm ready.
Drew Barrymore it is.
Ethan Erwin, you have spun Drew Barrymore, a great actress who does not curry the favor of the crowd like a Meryl Streep would. Your first question of 4. Drew Barrymore played the character of Charlie McGee in this 1984 Stephen King adaptation. Firestarter. 2 points.
That's right.
For Ethan Erwin. All right. The crowd really being prodded into clapping for anything that Ethan does positively. Your next question, Ethan. Drew Barrymore voiced the character of Akima Kunimoto opposite Matt Damon in this 2000 animated science fiction film.
Titan AE.
It is Titan AE, and he's pulling 4 points out of the first 2 questions here. Your next question, Ethan. In the film Going the Distance, Drew Barrymore's character has the highest score on a classic arcade game. What is that arcade game?
Mrs. Pac-Man?
Let's go multiple choice.
I can provide that for you. Is it A, Centipede, B, Asteroid, C, Pac-Man, or D, Space Invaders?
Pac-Man.
This is completely random. Space Invaders.
That is incorrect, Clarke Wolfe. Your options, once again, is it A,
Pac-Man.
Centipede, B, Asteroid, C, Pac-Man, or D, Space Invaders?
Pac-Man.
5.
Pac-Man.
That is also incorrect. Missing the steal opportunity. We're looking for Centipede. Centipede.
Very well.
All right, your last question, Ethan. In the world of Drew Barrymore movies, Drew Barrymore made her film debut in what 1980 film?
5.
Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Altered States, B, Firestarter, C, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, or D, Irreconcilable Differences?
D.
It is not. Clarke Wolfe.
A.
It is.
Correct.
Wow.
So Clarke gets the steal.
For Clarke. Ethan took 2 points.
Wow.
Clarke had the opportunity for 2 points. She ended up getting 1, and that becomes the difference as we head into the betting round.
1 point as we get into the betting round. So actually, Ethan has a 1 point lead. So Ethan will spin the wheel here for round number 3. Mark, how does it work?
Ethan Erwin is going to go up to the wheel. He's going to give it 1 more spin. That spin will determine the category that we use for the betting round. Once the competitors see the category that Ethan spins, they are going to place their bets as to how confident they are.
All right, Ethan's spinning the wheel here too.
And competitors can bet 0 points. They can bet up to 3 points. If they get the answer correctly, they gain that amount of points. If they miss it, they lose that amount of points.
Coming back around.
So Ethan Erwin already taking a seat as though he was on vacation.
Oh, look at this.
This could
Look
be
at this.
hard.
It's hard.
It is
It's
hard.
hard. So Ethan spins hard.
And so again, the competitors write down how many points from 0 to 3 they feel confident in the category. And a
1
friendly
point.
reminder once again, if you get the question wrong, you do lose that amount of points off your score total. It is currently 12 to 11. Ethan Erwin, my counterpart, who is afraid of horror movies, Christian, will be asking the question.
So you have the numbers down. Make sure you have the numbers. Here comes your question. Which 1983 film is about a diabolical circus and its demonic proprietor preying on townsfolk in a small American town?
Both competitors race to the whiteboard as though it was a competition. Actually, it is a competition.
It is a competition. And it's going to be a huge question
A
here.
heated one, yeah.
I know this movie. I know this movie. I know what this movie is. I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I can't remember the name.
5.
Can you repeat the question?
Absolutely. Which 1983 film is about a diabolical circus and its demonic proprietor preying on townsfolk in a small American town? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And Clarke Wolfe, how many points did you bet?
I bet 2.
You bet 2. And your answer, please.
Something wicked this way comes.
And Ethan, you bet how many points?
Everyone 3.
3. And your answer?
Something wicked this way comes.
Both correct.
Wow! Look at that.
Clarke gets 2 points. Ethan gets 3. And Ethan goes up by 2 points after that one. So 15-13 in the betting round. Both got it correct. Ethan just bet 1 more point. So
Wasn't I only down by 1?
you were down by 1.
And
And he bet 3, and you bet 2.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Copy.
Oh, good. Oh, good. All right, so now round number 3 is out of the way. Ethan Erwin hits the 3-pointer. Clarke hits a 2-pointer here in the betting round. And now we get to the speed round. Mark, how does the speed round work?
It's a fun one because it's the lightning/speed round where the scores can really change because each question is worth 1 point. However, if a competitor misses it, they lose a point, and it works as thus. You see 2 gorgeous, highly priced buzzers up there on the desk, one in front of each competitor. As soon as the question is asked, and if you think you know the question, answer before the question is finished being asked. You may buzz in at any time. I'm going to address whoever got in first by your name. Once I say your name, you have exactly 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and if you don't have your answer out of your mouth by then, you do lose the point. If you get it right, again, you gain a point. Christian Harloff is going to be reading all the questions. I will simply be using my eyes, ears, and nose.
Clarke, are you ready?
Yes.
Ethan, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. In The Wizard of Oz, what does the Tin Man
brain.
want?
No.
Clarke.
Hey, Hart.
Correct. Will Smith, Kevin Kline,
Wild,
and Salma
Wild West.
Hayek star together. Clarke.
Wild Wild West.
Correct. Robin Williams, Paul L. Smith, and Shelley Duvall star
Popeye.
together.
Ethan.
Popeye. Correct. Okay. Who directed 2017's The Mummy? Clarke.
Alex Kurtzman.
Correct. And your final question. Who played Veronica Corningstone? Clarke.
Christine Applegate.
Yeah, Applegate.
Correct. Wow. 4-1. What a speed round. Takes the lead over Ethan. Wow.
Incredible speed round there by Clarke Wolfe. Ethan, a game competitor. He got 1-2. I think that might be the first time in history, Frank James would know better than I would, is that a competitor got each question right. That was really incredible. This is why they're in the finals.
Well, remember, though, Clarke Wolfe has studied that speed round and has become devastating in it. So
That's right. Is she
4-1.
great at saying her speed round answer directly into the microphone? Yeah. Got that right. And that's what really matters here.
So now, what a match we've had so far. Clarke Wolfe takes her first lead, and it is now 17-16 as we get into the final round, the 5th and final round here. The winner of this round will play John Roca for the championship in the main event at the Spectacular. Mark, how does round number 5 work?
Round number 5 works as thus. It's a round 3 in a normal match, but the stakes are a lot higher. Your first question is going to be worth 2 points. Your next one's worth 3 points. Your last one, should we make it that far, is the big 5-point question. Here's how we determine what category we ask them from. It's you, the competitor. Each of y'all give us 3 numbers that can range from 1 to 20. Those each correspond to a different genre of movie, trivia, Schmoedown, know-how. Without further ado, Clarke Wolfe, you find yourself now in the lead after an incredible lightning round. You indeed are the new Ben Franklin. You give us your 3 numbers first, and then Ethan will follow up.
4, 12, 19.
4, 12, and 19 for Clarke Wolfe. Ethan Erwin.
1-7-17.
1-7-17 for Ethan. Okay, Ethan's going to go first here to try to avoid the TKO, down by 1, and he will bounce it back to Clarke should he hit the first one here. Mark, he chose category number 1.
He chose category number 1, and Ethan, this corresponds to a decade you probably were not born yet in, the 1980s.
No, that did not exist.
The 1980s, and your question for 2 points. Who played James Bond in the movie The Living Daylights?
Timothy Dalton.
Give him 2 points in the lead.
Correct.
Christian.
That is correct.
All right, that's the end of the match, right?
Nope. Now we go to Clarke Wolfe, who chose 4, category 4, sports movies. Sports movies.
Come on, Clarke.
Which team is Jimmy Fallon a fan of in the
Boston
film
Red
Fever
Sox.
Pitch?
The Red Sox.
That is correct. 2
The
points.
Boston Red Sox might have some fans of that squad here today in the studio.
Back to Ethan. So now Ethan chose number 7.
All right, Ethan, you chose number 7, and the number of Joe Theismann corresponds to the category of Nicole Kidman.
Great.
Movies featuring Nicole Kidman. And your question is, in The Golden Compass, who plays Lee Scoresby, a Texan aeronaut who accompanies Lyra on her adventure?
Daniel Craig.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Sam Elliott.
All right, so we bounce back. So Ethan's got to hit his 5.
Horrible Sam
Ethan
Elliott.
needs to hit his 5-pointer. If Ethan hits his 5, it bounces back to Clarke. However, if Ethan misses, Clarke Wolfe will be playing John Rocha for the championship, and Ethan will be in the number 1 contender match at Spectacular. Here we go. Mark, Ethan chose category number 17.
Category number 17, the Doug Williams number, and it corresponds to a category that I know Clarke Wolfe would have wanted to have. Ethan, your 5-point question is going to come from horror movies.
Wonderful.
And your question is, for 5 points, in The Cabin in the Woods, what kind of creature does Bradley Whitford's character desperately want to see?
A merman.
Give him 5 points.
All right, so now we're going to bounce back. Now Clarke Wolfe will have to hit her 3 or 5 in order to advance to the next round.
The 3 could just be a practice, Christian. She really needs that 5-pointer.
It's the 5-pointer. All right, so now Clarke doesn't have to hit it, but she could add some extra points to herself here in 2010's 3-pointer here. Clarke, in the Hunger Games, what is the character's name of Katniss's hairdresser?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Literally doesn't matter.
The answer.
It's, shit, what the hell's her name? I forgot her name.
Was Flavius. So now Clarke Wolfe has to hit her 5-pointer. If she hits it, she plays John Rocha for the championship at the Spectacular. If she misses it, Ethan will play Rocha for the title,
Clarke.
and Clarke will be in the number 1 contender match. Here is the question.
Come on, Clarke.
Yep, Clarke chose category number 19, biopics. Biopics.
John Rocha favorite.
Here you go, Clarke. What 2016 biographical romance tells the story of future President Barack and Michelle Obama's first date in 1989 Chicago?
South Side with Me.
And your winner, advancing to the Spectacular, Ethan Big Time Erwin! The answer was Southside with You. Southside with You. This is it by 1. It's by 1. Southside with Me and Southside with You. And Clarke Wolfe just missed it. She goes to the number 1 contender match. Wow, and Ethan Erwin goes to the championship match. Wow, Southside with You and Southside with Me.
It's a pronoun, Christian, but
Wow.
it is the incorrect guess and the correct answer. What an incredible match this was. This is what we thought would happen.
Right.
You give them 5 rounds, you give them 10, 15 rounds.
Heartbreaker.
It's gonna go down to the final. Ethan Erwin, Clarke Wolfe, if they played this match 10 times, it probably splits 5 on 5. Ethan came out on top today, producing a fantastic victory, and now he has to face John Stephen Rocha.
Yep.
But Clarke Wolfe will still be in the Schmoedown Spectacular in the number 1 contender match. What a game here today.
Absolute heartbreaker there by one. Just missed it there. Southside with You and Me.
Oh, boy.
Just missed it. That is
Is it
a
you? Is it
heartbreaker.
me?
So now Clarke is in the number 1 contender match. Ethan Erwin advances and gets his shot for the championship against the outlaw John Rocha. Ethan Erwin is in the main event. He is shocked. He can't believe it. And now we have it. So unreal. There we go. Ethan Erwin going up against Roca, and let's see what's going to happen in these interviews. Here we go.
Hey there, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans. It's your Commissioner Thad Williams. No one showed up today to do the interviews, so you've got me. I'm here with classy Clarke Wolfe and her manager Emma Fife. Clarke, that was one hell of a match. You played ridiculously well. That speed round, I've never seen anyone dominate the speed round quite like that. It was that one word at the end.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel okay. We always want to win anytime we play. I think if I have one regret, it would be to have maybe slowed down when I was answering that 5-point question. Because Southside with You I knew that was the title, obviously, and it makes more sense. Just like, I probably,
listen, if it had been really revolutionary filmmaking where the whole thing was like first person from Barack Obama's point of view, then Southside with Me makes perfect sense.
Whatever. It is what it is. I knew the answer, but I said it wrong. It's like Reds too, apparently. So, look, Ethan played a great game. I don't feel great about his last question, but nothing I can do about it. That's the game.
So you're going to be competing twice at the Schmoedown Spectacular. First, to defend that team belt. What are you and Rachel doing to prepare against Who's the Boss?
I think we're prepping, we're studying the same things that we normally do. I think we're not. We take every match seriously, and we're not, any more nervous or on edge about this one as opposed to any of the others. So we're just gonna lock in, focus, do our best to review some stuff, practice those buzzers, and work on our communication like we always do.
How do you feel about going up against Mark Riley, your former teammate?
Look, Riley's making decisions with his life that he feels like he needs to make, and
does he feel like he does though?
I don't know.
Like forcing him into that.
I don't know.
Still unclear.
He always looks like he's in a hostage situation. So maybe somebody needs to go in and rescue him. Maybe the Fife Club needs to go in and rescue him.
Operation Rescue Riley. That's really what's going on during the Spectacular.
Look, it's going to be a great match. Ben, I know, is hungry. Rachel and I have defeated him and his former partner Andrew Guy before, and I just beat him singles, so it is what it is. But I have never beat Mark Riley in a singles match. I lost to him when we played a few years ago, so we'll see how it goes.
And your second match is for the #1 contender spot. Winner goes to New York for the singles belt, and you're facing Dangerous Dan Murrell. What is it going to be like to rematch Dan Murrell for the first time in so long?
Yeah, it's interesting because my loss to Dan early in my career was I would argue the worst match I've ever played. I think it came down to being new to the game, and Dan is an incredible player and his knowledge is vast. So I am ready. I'm ready for a rematch. But that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, Clarke has grown a lot as a competitor, I think. Something that we've discussed a lot, that, Clarke is here and she is focused on playing the game. And now that she has put her focus there, we've seen her just really, truly excel when you stop putting your focus on winning. And I think that, with Dan returning to the league, there was a lot of expectations for him that he would continue to be unbeatable. But, he's still kind of getting back in the groove of the game, and Clarke is in the groove. So that will be a great match.
Well, Clarke, everyone's so excited to see you in the Spectacular. They're going to get to see you play 2 matches. It's going to be incredible. Congrats again on this wonderfully hard-fought match. I'm sorry you didn't pull out the win, but we're really excited for seeing you in December.
Thank you.
And we're back with the singles tournament winner, Ethan Big Time Erwin, and his manager. Oh my God, Jay Washington, you look really happy. Ethan, congratulations.
Thank you.
What was it like playing in your first 5-round match?
Horrifying. I didn't know up until we were about to do it that it was going to be a 5-round match. So
sorry, my memo must have missed your desk.
That's fine. That's fine. But it was. Look, the whole thing was exhilarating. It was great. Obviously, Clarke is incredible. She annihilated me in the speed round. We were neck and neck, and it was really. It was exciting.
And because you are now the singles tournament winner, you're going to be facing John Roca. Jay, do you have anything to say for your very esteemed competitor here?
He's Andre the Giant. This is so wonderful. This is so beautiful. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see you.
What did you...
It's so long.
Have you been taking something? What is going on?
I've been taking all of the goodness in that Ethan Erwin brings. And this is me. What are you talking about? This is a happy me. This is a nice...
So, Ethan, that's great. I'm really happy for you, Jay. So, Ethan, what do you have to say about facing John Roca at the Spectacular?
Look, I'll say this. He's an incredible competitor. He is one of the legends. I mean, everybody knows. So just the fact that, look, again, I felt the same way I felt today. The fact that I get tickets across the table from you is victory enough. I felt the same about Clarke.
Yeah, well, hold on, Ethan. What are you doing here, paper commissioner? Step aside. You don't usually do these interviews. You don't know what you're doing. Yeah, get out here. And Jay, I don't know what act you're pulling, but I don't believe a word of it.
This is me.
I think I've turned him around.
Do you think so? You think you have that power to turn this
Ladies
around?
and gentlemen, it is the movie trivia Schmoedown champion, the outlaw John Roca, one of the greats in the game. We are so happy to see you today.
I don't believe a word he just said. Ethan, look, it was an incredible match.
Thank
First, I congratulate you on a great victory. First 5-round match. The fact you didn't know it was a 5-rounder before you got in there, pretty incredible. You beat an incredible tag team champion, someone that for some reason, for 3 years, we can't seem to collide. Maybe that'll change when she does the #1 contender match. But first, I got to take care of business against you. And they call you Andre the Giant for a reason, because you're big, you destroy people, and you win.
I'm also very gentle.
Yes, well, you can be, yes, but
Great heart. But yes.
I'm Hulk Hogan, Ethan.
Oh.
And you remember what happened at WrestleMania 3? He picked up Andre and he body slammed him. Nobody thought he could do it. And once again, I got to face another titan of movie trivia, Dan Morrow, William Bibiani, and now Ethan Erwin. So people want to see this be legitimate. That means I got to defend it. And if I got to defend it against you, so be it. I don't care what Robert Downey Jr. has to say. I'm winning this damn belt again.
I would just like to say I'm so excited for this match to see you, the great outlaw, go against the Andre the Giant, the Colossus of the league. This is going to be an epic battle for the ages. Now, even though you probably are going to lose, this is going to be amazing when Ethan has that belt. It is going to be phenomenal. I mean, I'm glad to see you here, and I'm glad you're keeping that warm for Ethan, right?
Remember what happened at WrestleMania 3 there, Bobby Heenan? You lost. That's what's going to happen again at Spectacular. He's going to lose. Everybody gets ready to see it, 'cause I'm going to defend this damn belt. I'm going to take care of the big man. Got respect for him, but I'm going to take care of him.
Very, very excited. Very excited to face you. It's going to be rad.
So Thad Williams really having a rough week, and he was forced because Brianne Chandler told him he wasn't going to have people showing up at these things, and she's showing them right now.
The poor commissioner, he's raking in 8 figures. We all know the number.
Well, we see. So anyway, you look, it was heartbreaking there. Clarke Wolfe just missed by just one.
Still classy in defeat. Most people, if they had lost like that, would be wrecking shop in here. But Clarke Wolfe, classy as always. And you look at Ethan Erwin. I mean, again, he comes into every match with a cool, calm confidence. If there's a way to rattle him, I can't imagine anybody doing so well than Clarke did here today.
Well, Roca certainly tried to do it in the post-interview, because there's Roca getting into that interview with Ethan, and now we have Ethan Erwin, John Roca, main event. But Clarke Wolfe has now put herself in a position, if she wins the #1 contender match, she's going to New York to play for the title. So we are now going to watch Clarke Wolfe in the #1 contender match. And guys, this was something. It was unbelievable. That's your main event. Erwin and Roca for the championship.
Hey, it's going to be fun just announcing it here with you, partner, during the Schmoedown Spectacular. Make sure you guys check that out. And check out the movie trivia Schmoedown Patreon. If you're not already a member, check it out today. Select which tier is right for you. A lot of cool matches coming up and a lot of neat bonus features. Also, check out the Schmoedown Rundown and the movie trivia Schmoedown Facebook page.
All right, guys, so thank you once again. The Spectacular is right around the corner. Listen to these matches, the Commissioner Bowl. That's right, myself, Emma Fife, Tom Dagnino, and Thad Williams go at it to see who will be the commissioner of the league. The Star Wars Championship is on the line. Ken Knapsack getting his shot against Alex Damon. You have the Inner Geekdom Championship. Mara Kanopik will put the title on the line against Mike Kalinowski. The Shire Wolves, Clarke Wolfe and Rachel Cushing, are going to be defending the championships against the tournament winners, Ben Bateman, Mark Riley. And now the #1 contender match. Clarke Wolfe faces Dan Murrell in a rematch for the #1 contender. Winner goes to New York. And the main event, John the Outlaw Roca goes head-to-head with the tournament winner, the challenger, Ethan. Big-time Erwin. That's your spectacular. It's coming up. What a battle it was today. Loved it, every bit of it.
That's Christian Harloff. I'm Mark Ellis, and we'll see y'all very soon here around the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Hey, you're a well-groomed man. How many baths do you take a week? Are you okay?
I don't know, man. It feels like it's all blown up, man. I don't know. I thought I was doing the right thing, with the corruption, but then everyone think I'm manipulating the system, and the tournament's on the line. And
The tournament is on the line. A lot of things are on the line. You need to focus. You have got this. I've got this. You've got this. Look, I wouldn't have joined you on my own. Fate, the Force, the dark side of the Force, it brought us together, and I have seen what you have done. All that anarchy, all that chaos, it exposed the corruption. That was you. Everyone's focusing on Paulie G and who brought letters to who and all these kind of weird things. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. What plays here is power. And how you and I will keep the power is winning. You go out there and you focus on the gold. Rise up and take what is ours. These people out here, they don't deserve us. They don't deserve you. All the things that you brought them, they're not grateful. So you have to remind them how great you are. You're going to take the title. Focus, pull yourself together, and go out there and claim your destiny.
damn right.
Yeah, but seriously, talk about your hands are real soft.
Well, it's coconut oil. I use it on the cuticles as well.
What's up, Schmoedown fans? Frank here, and it is time for your Schmoedown breakdown.
And
Here we go. This is it. Winner faces Roca at the Spectacular. And getting into the first round action, both Clarke and Ethan were all tied up at 6 apiece. As we got into Clarke's turn in the second round, she falters a bit here, going 2 of 4 for 4 points. And to make matters worse, Ethan was able to pick up 2 points via the steal. But Ethan wouldn't fare that much better himself. In fact, this is the first time he has ever missed 2 questions in the second round. But luckily for Ethan, Clarke was only able to snag 1 point off a steal opportunity. Still, Ethan was clinging to a 12-11 lead going into the betting round. For the betting round, the horror category seemed to favor Clarke, but when their wagers were revealed, Clarke had bet 2 points while Ethan bet 3. And because they both got the correct answer, Ethan was actually able to extend his lead by 1 point. But as it tends to happen in these title matches, the speed round can be a major factor in momentum. Quickly out the gate, Clarke picked up 2 points to draw even with Ethan at 15 points. While Ethan was able to sneak in a point, Clarke would pick up the final 2 points to give herself a 17-16 lead going into the final round. It had been a tense match, and even more so when Ethan was able to stay alive by answering his 5-point question. Likewise, Clarke would have to do the same.
South side with me.
In what is surely one of the more shocking moments to end a match, Ethan barely hangs on to advance to the main event at the Schmoedown Spectacular against John Roca. Going inside the numbers today, Wolfe was 15 of 22 for 68% accuracy. That rate is only 1 point below her season average this year. And as for the winner of the tournament, Ethan Erwin answered 14 of 19 for 74% accuracy. This year, Ethan's accuracy rate sits at 82%. That's the highest in the league amongst players who have played 3 or more matches. If you want to find out other stats about this match and from around the league, check out SD Rundown Stats on Twitter. And don't forget to check out the Schmoedown Rundown every Saturday on the Collider Podcast Network on YouTube and the Collider Factory Podcast feed. This has been your Schmoedown Breakdown.
How's it going, guys? If you didn't know...
Well, great win to you, Ethan, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed. I like you, but Clarke's one of my favorite competitors, period. I really wanted her to play Roca for the belt, but gotta give it up to you, Ethan. You're on fire. If it wasn't for Mark Kanopik, you would be the front runner for Rookie of the Year. You're fucking dominant. So it's going to be you and Roca. It's going to be a fucking awesome-ass match. But Clarke, man, you're still awesome. Us Fight Club supporters, we still got your back. And you'll get to face Merle, #1 contender match at the Spectacular, and you and Rachel will be defending those team belts. I feel good about your chances at the Spectacular. So hopefully, if all goes well, you'll face whoever wins between Roca and Erwin at the live event for the singles belt. And you'll still be the team champion. So, nothing to hang your hat on. And Jay Washington, you're kicking ass, man. You're hilarious. People might talk shit about you, but you're cool in my book, buddy. But yeah, this was a great match. If you like my reactions, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, ChrisWoodburn83, Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn, and Monday night, you can find me facing Mr. Grant Gregory for the IG Championship in Jack of All Trivia. It's going to be an awesome match. So be on the lookout for that Monday night sometime. But until next time, it's your boy C-Dub. Alright, if you do, you can find me on Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. And if you do Schmoedown reactions, trailer reactions, come join the MTS Fan Reaction link on Facebook. It's a lot of fun. So until next time, it's your boy C-Dub. Peace.